Yes, those international NGOs who are able to get into China, of course, they have to be facing enormous pressure to work, within the system, within the government parameters, and but I think they can still to work in a principled way by at least outreaching to the other civil society organizations, like the house church movement. I mean, it's not a formal NGO, but it's recognized by many sociologists as the largest NGO in China, with 50 to 60 million members, and share the same faith, standing with the same principles, and seeking for fundamental freedom of religion in China. And at least in their workplaces, for those NGOs, they should protect their basic religious freedom. And when those house church members are hired in these workplaces, no matter it's, in the development program, or the environmental protection program, or HIV/AIDS program, if those members are house church members in this working within these organizations, and if they are pressured by the Chinese government, or in some cases if they are persecuted by the Chinese government, and these international NGOs should stand up for their employees, at least to tell the Chinese government that the NGOs respect the freedom of worship, and to persecute their employee based on their faith is not a welcoming thing. I think these kind of actions and can make a difference, and I honestly do not think enough actions have been taken by these international NGOs inside China. And often when they are facing pressure by the Chinese government agencies in regard to their employees, they often give in too much, some even fire or pressure their employees to resign for simply that reason. Yes, in terms of the cooperation or the impact of the engagement of the international religious organizations, I would say yes, some organizations are actively promoting religious freedom in China by working and learning from these persecuted faithfuls. And for instance, the Southern Baptist Convention, they have the Religious Liberty Commission. They have been actively advocating for the religious freedom in China and other countries. And other organizations who chose to work with the government-sanctioned church, and which I understand there are some dynamic of interest to work with the government-sanctioned churches. But I hope by choosing to work with the government-sanctioned church or with the Chinese government, they would not turn a blind eye to the persecuted and who are the majorities. And regrettably, some chose to really not only work with the Chinese government and the government-sanctioned churches, but also to speak with the same voice with the Chinese government propaganda. Unfortunately, those international organizations and even evangelical organizations chose to not only work with the Chinese government and its affiliated religious institutions, but also speak up with the same propaganda voice in the international arena. So in essence, they became accomplice with the persecutors. I think that's an unfortunate development.